The European elections have been a slap in the face to the mainstream parties. If we look at what has happened in Germany, in France, in Belgium, it's been an absolute disaster for those that have been forcing the implementation of policies that unfortunately have not worked. And what's important is, if we want to defend the European project, which is a project that is worthy of being defended, what we need to understand is that we just cannot say okay to every single misguided policy. The problems of the European Union: no growth, very high level of unemployment, low industrial activity, weakening agricultural and farming activities, and more importantly, a misguided immigration policy. All those things can be changed simply by reducing interventionism, by reducing the aggressive level of direction coming from governments that simply need to let the European economy breathe. Spain and Italy are growing because of massive increase in debt. What is a better level of growth? A 0.4, 0.5% growth with a reduction of 4% in debt, or a 2% growth like Spain with a 5.5% increase in public debt? Obviously, the former. It's also important to understand that Italy and Spain are increasing their imbalances. Portugal and Greece are reducing their imbalances. So if anything, Portugal and Greece may be an example, but not Italy, certainly not Spain. Less GDP per capita growth, number 20 in the European Union between 2019 and 2023. Higher level of debt increase and higher increase in taxes with an increase in the structural deficit. Careful with these so-called positive views about those economies. I also remember in 2006 when Greece was the driver of growth of the European economy. Let's go to the next graph. ECB has cut rates just at the same time as they have increased inflation expectations, which shows that the ECB is not complying with its mandate. It's also very important to understand that this increase in inflation expectations is in 2024 and in 2025. The rate cut shows that the ECB is not following its mandate, but it's also showing that it's more interested in keeping the sovereign debt bubble alive than in reducing the inflation that is crippling homeowners, that is crippling families and businesses, particularly the small ones in the euro area. Monetary policy has been exceedingly misguided because it has continued to disguise the imbalances of countries like Spain with the anti-fragmentation tool, with massive increases in the purchasing of the debt of those that have increased their imbalances, while letting the balance sheet reduce less than in other economies. And also, so a very, very accommodative policy, and also a rate hike path that has been only impacting small businesses and families, because governments have not paid attention, and this rate cut doesn't help. Let's go to the next graph, because in the next graph what we also show is why the European Union is not growing. And this is a very important factor, is that this one, according to Bloomberg Economics, is the massive increase in the differential of productivity between the United States and the European Union. It's monstrous, and it's growing. And this destruction of productivity is no coincidence. When you subsidize low productivity and you penalize fiscally high productivity, this is what happens. Let's go to the next graph. If we go to the next graph, what we can see is another big problem of the European Union. This, in German, is the price of electricity that industries pay in the European Union versus other economies. If we look at the top of the graph, Italy, Spain, Germany, the average of the EU is much higher in terms of electricity prices for industries than Japan, than Turkey, than Canada, than China or the United States, which are at the bottom, at the left. The United States the lowest, China the second lowest, and the difference with the European Union average is not small, it's more than double. So that is another reason why the European Union is not competitive, is a misguided energy policy that is driving costs higher through higher regulatory costs and higher taxes. Let's go to the next graph. If we go to the next graph, what we see is another of the problems of the European Union. The European Union has not arrived, even participated in the technology battle. Out of the 74 EU companies in the top 1,000 technology companies, this courtesy of Bloomberg Economics shows that in the top 50, in the next 200, in the next 250, and in the next 500, European companies are way behind China and the United States. This shows the very dangerous path of a fiscal policy and a regulatory policy that is preventing technology investment and is actually making it a burden on growth for the technology sector. The loss of the technology battle. Let's go to the next graph. If we go to the next graph, what we can see also is the problem in agriculture. This is the loss of agriculture land in the European Union since 2010. It is brutal, and it's a mistake that comes from misguided so-called green policies that actually are not green. They're actually reducing the competitiveness and the independence in food and energy of the European Union, while at the same time worsening the environment because they don't reduce emission, they just transform those emissions elsewhere. They just send those emissions elsewhere. This is an absolute disaster that is making the European Union less safe in terms of food independence. Let's go to the next graph, which shows us a very significant problem, is that the European Union has a very strong automotive sector. Germany is a powerhouse there. But green policies as well have created the perfect landscape for China. China is actually benefiting from European policies in terms of electric vehicles, while the European companies are suffering because the European Union does not want to have mining in lithium, mining in copper. It's not giving the electricity prices that would make businesses competitive, and is also losing in the technology battle. And China is winning from the European Union own policies. It's quite staggering. The European Union has all the ingredients to be a growth, prosperity, and freedom area. The European Union project must be defended and should be defended, but it's not justifying the misguided policies how we're going to do it. What we need to do is to show that things need to change, and they can change only by making businesses, allowing businesses to breathe, allowing investment to thrive, allowing technology, competition, and innovation to thrive, and with less bureaucracy and lower taxes. Keep defending freedom.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, leave your comments below, and keep defending freedom. Thank you very much.